Adam, I keep coming across different terms in the Quran about people associating others with Allah or Shirk. Words like lords, allies, intercessors, and equals. Why does the Quran use so many terms?
That's a powerful question, Omar. The Quran makes it clear that shirk, associating others with Allah, comes in many forms. It's not just about worshiping idols. It can be placing your loyalty, obedience, or love in someone else's hands instead of Allah's. And remember what Allah said about shirk. It's the one sin Allah does not forgive, as He said in chapter 4, verse 48. Indeed, Allah does not forgive associating others with Him, but He forgives anything less than that for whom He wills. And whoever associates others with Allah has certainly fabricated a tremendous sin. The Quran outlines several ways people fall into shirk. I'll list several of them, and we'll go over each one with explanation, Quranic evidence, and then give a summary at the end.
Okay, let's go over them one by one.
The first form is taking lords besides Allah. In Arabic, arbaba min dunillah. This is one of the clearest forms of shirk. Allah said in chapter 9, verse 31, "They took their rabbis and monks as lords besides Allah, and also the Messiah, son of Mary, while they were commanded to worship only one God." This includes worshiping anyone or anything besides Allah, bowing or prostrating to others, fearing someone more than you fear Allah, or making supplication to anyone other than Him. Even constantly mentioning someone or something alongside Allah when remembering or thanking Him falls into this category of worship. It also includes giving someone the authority to decide what is halal or haram, as if they share in Allah's divine power. That's placing them on equal footing with Allah, and that is shirk. Allah said in chapter 18, verse 26, "And He does not associate anyone in His judgment."
That was very clear, Adam. I see people mentioning the Prophet Muhammad constantly whenever they mention Allah. Is that a form of shirk?
I believe so, Omar. In reality, I see some people mentioning the Prophet even more than them mention Allah. This verse from chapter 39 explains it clearly. And when Allah alone is mentioned, the hearts of those who do not believe in the hereafter shrink with aversion, but when those other than Him are mentioned, immediately they rejoice. Let's move to the second form of shirk Allah mentions in the Quran. Taking allies besides Allah. In Arabic, aliyat min dunillah, Allah said in chapter 18, verse 102, "Do those who disbelieve think they can take my servants as allies besides me?" Taking allies besides Allah means replacing divine trust, obedience, and reliance with loyalty to anyone else, whether spiritually or politically. The Quran commands believers to seek Allah alone for protection, guidance, and judgment. Any belief or practice that elevates others to share in that authority is a form of shirk.
Let's move on to the next form of shirk.
The third form of shirk is assigning intercessors besides Allah, or in Arabic, shufarat min dunillah. Allah exposed this false belief in chapter 10, verse 18. They worship besides Allah things that neither harm nor benefit them, and they say, "These are our intercessors with Allah." This is a dangerous misconception. Many people assume someone else can plead on their behalf with Allah. But the Quran makes it crystal clear. Intercession belongs to Allah alone. Allah said in chapter 39, verse 44, "Say, to Allah belongs the right to allow intercession entirely. To Him belongs the dominion of the heavens and the earth. Then to Him you will be returned." No one can intercede unless Allah gives permission. Depending on others as guaranteed intercessors is a clear violation of Tawheed. Constantly asking for the intercession of the Prophet when Allah never mentioned that the Prophet has intercession is also a form of shirk.
Then there's taking equals or rivals to Allah. Can you explain that?
Yes, Omar. That's the fourth form of shirk. Taking rivals alongside Allah, which in Arabic is indad lillah. Allah warns us clearly in chapter 2, verse 165. "Yet there are those who take others as equals to Allah, loving them as they should love Allah. But those who believe are stronger in their love for Allah." This means some people attach to others, whether religious leaders, political figures, celebrities, ideologies, or even personal desires, with the same intensity, devotion, and loyalty that should be reserved for Allah alone. When someone places another person or thing on equal footing with Allah in terms of love, obedience, or reverence, they have made that thing a rival to Allah, even if they still claim to believe in Him. True faith means that your deepest loyalty, love, and trust are for Allah first and above all. Allowing anything else to share that position in your heart is a serious violation of Tawheed and falls under Shirk.
What about depending on someone other than Allah? Does that count as shirk too?
Yes, Omar. That's actually the fifth form of Shirk, relying on others instead of Allah, known in Arabic as a tawakkul ala ghayrillah. Relying on your job, your boss, your wealth, or even your friends more than you rely on Allah is a dangerous path. It means you're putting your trust in creation instead of the Creator. Allah clearly commands us in chapter 33, verse 3, and rely upon Allah, and sufficient is Allah as disposer of affairs. And in chapter 17, verse 2, He reminds us through the story of Prophet Musa, and we gave Moses the book and made it a guidance for the children of Israel. Do not take besides me any trustee. These verses make it clear, true tawakkul, or reliance, must be on Allah alone. You may take action, plan, and seek help, but your heart must trust that only Allah controls the outcome. Trusting anyone else as your ultimate savior, helper, or protector is a form of shirk.
What's the final type of shirk we're covering?
The sixth form of shirk, and one that many fall into without realizing, is failing to give credit and thanks to Allah after He answers your dua. Allah said in chapter 30, verse 34, So when He gives them a taste of mercy from Him, behold, a group of them associate others with their Lord. And in chapter 10, verse 12, Allah said, And when affliction touches man, He calls upon us, whether lying on his side, sitting, or standing. But when we remove his affliction from him, he continues as if he had never called upon us to remove an affliction that touched him. Thus is made pleasing to the transgressors that which they used to do. These verses show how quickly some people forget Allah once relief comes, acting as if they were never in need. It's a serious form of ingratitude and a dangerous form of shirk. Allah further explains this behavior in chapter 39, verse 49. When harm touches man, he calls upon us. Then when we bestow on him a favor from us, he says, I was only given it because of my knowledge. Rather, it is a trial, but most of them do not know. When people give credit to themselves or others for blessings that came only through Allah, they fall into associating others with Him. It's subtle, but it's still shirk.
Let's summarize the 6 types of shirk you mentioned.
Absolutely, Omar. Here's a summary. First, taking lords besides Allah, arbaba min dunillah, giving others the authority to define right and wrong, as if they share in Allah's divine power. Second, appointing allies besides Allah, awliya min dunillah, seeking protection or loyalty from others in a way that should be reserved for Allah alone. Third, believing in intercessors besides Allah, shufa'at min dunillah, thinking someone else can speak to Allah on your behalf without His permission. Fourth, setting up rivals to Allah, andad lillah, loving or obeying others with the same devotion meant for Allah. Fifth, relying on others instead of Allah, atawakkul ala ghayrillah, depending on anyone or anything other than Allah for help or protection. Sixth, attributing answered prayers to others, giving credit to someone or something else when Allah is the one who answered your dua. Recognizing these forms of shirk is critical for staying on the straight path.
So, the Quran shows many ways people associate others with Allah, sometimes in worship, sometimes in trust, sometimes in love.
Exactly, and that's why Allah repeatedly warns us. Obedience, reliance, intercession, love, and ultimate loyalty all belong to Allah alone. Anytime we give these to someone else, we risk associating them with Him.
That really changes how I see shirk. It's not just about idols, it's about where we put our devotion.
Yes, Omar. And the Quran teaches us that salvation lies in keeping our worship, trust, and love purely for Allah, with no partners at all.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed discovering the real Islam and found the information helpful.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can continue learning more about Islam directly from the Quran.